What's up, you fantastic business owners of America out there? How are you doing today? I ask that you like, subscribe, and click that notification button so when I get information out, you can get information in. I'm sorry if I'm talking that fast. I had a lot of you yesterday say, hey, you can talk fast, we don't mind. And a lot of you said, hey, can you slow it down a little bit? Can't understand you. Well, I'll try to find a middle ground there for you so that we can all contemplate and relate and get this transformative information about our small businesses moving forward. Right now, we are seeing that the exhausted funds in the EIDL loan program, are not all that exhausted. They should be coming back, as per Cardin and Van Hollen telling Isabel Guzman to get that money back in there for you. And today we're going to go over the RRF funds. What's taken so long? When is that going to get through? And also, I want to know, where's our 10K? Where's that $10,000 EIDL grant that they promised us in the CARES Act? I only got 1,000. How about you? Let me know down there. Can somebody say, hey, I still want my 10K.
Yeah.
Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K.
Yeah.
Hey, we want a 10K. Once again, everybody, I want to say thank you all for watching again on this channel. We are starting to see a lot of movement going forward here. A lot of new subscribers, a lot of new people coming in and saying, yes, I need my funds from the SBA. I need my EIDL grant. I need my EIDL loan. I need my RRF. Where is it at and what is taking so long? Well, there's not a whole lot of mainstream media out there pushing for this. However, I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to be driving you through this and giving you this information so that you know where and you can get a little more clarity and clarification on moving forward in your business and getting those funds deposited into your account. So let's go ahead and go over this RRF program that we were supposed to have seen about 3 weeks ago. The Congress had come out and they passed their bill saying we're going to go ahead and put this $48 billion into the, or $43 billion into the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, and we're adding another $13 billion for hard-hit businesses, which would mean any other business other than a restaurant. However, they're starting to trickle that down. They're starting to chop that part up, that hard-hit business part. They're chopping that out. And they're just saying, okay, we're just going to give a hard hit. We're just going to give it to those people that are in the application for the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, who have been in there since day one, that are still waiting. So let me go over this article that came out today. We want to thank Andy Medici, the senior reporter of Playbook and the Sacramento Business Journal, for bringing this out today. Let's go to this RRF right now. If Congress approves billions of dollars in additional money for Restaurant Revitalization Fund, the Small Business Administration could get that money out the door quickly, SBA Administrator Isabel Guzman said in an exclusive interview with the Playbook. We would be able to stand that up really quickly, Guzman said. The system still stands and we have the requested grantee applications in the system. Looks like there was a typo there, but they would be able to do this quickly, and the applications that are in the system right now for those grants that you put an application in, those restaurants that had already put applications in, they're still there. They haven't gone nowhere. You wouldn't have to reapply or anything like that. You might have to resubmit some documents saying, yeah, I still want the money, but as far as she's saying right there, the money is not there, but your application is ready and they're ready to process it as soon as that money hits their account to distribute it to you. Those applications have been in the system since the $28.6 billion program launched in March 2021, with the Small Business Administration closing it on June 30th once funding had been exhausted. At the time, the SBA said more than 278,000 applications were submitted to the program, but the agency was only able to fund approximately 101,000 of them. It seems to me that that would be something the SBA and the Congress and the Senate would be really hard-pressed to push forward and get that money out quickly, because we're talking June of 2021 when this program closed and ran out of funds. This is January, February, March, April, May. We're almost a year into it. We're 11 months away from them getting those funds, and they're still waiting after 11 months, and they're still waiting. As a tax-paying American citizen, I don't see any of those American citizens out there, any of us saying, no, don't give it to them. Don't give them the money. I see the opposite as far as the Americans are going, as far as the people are in agreement of the United States saying, yeah, what are you waiting for? Get that money to those people. What's the wait? I mean, how do you feel about that? Maybe it's just a small percentage of us that really feel that way, like they really should get that money out there. But let me know what you think about that, and down in the comments below. And now let's go forward. And after more than a year of debate and failed efforts to get the program more funding as part of the larger omnibus bill, a standalone bill in the U.S. Senate has an additional $42 billion earmarked for the RRF. But any standalone legislation would need a 60-vote supermajority to bypass potential filibusters. Bring it to the floor. I think we should just bring it to the floor. Let the politicians that say nay on this be exposed. Expose the politicians that don't want to vote for this bill so that we know who to vote for when the time comes, and saying, hey, you didn't vote for me in getting us this money for the small businesses, I'm not going to vote for you. I think that should be how it works. But the problem is the Senate and Cardin don't want to take this bill to the floor if it's a bill that he doesn't feel like can pass, because they don't want to look bad as getting beat by the Republicans. It's kind of it's a bad game. I don't like the way they're playing this game with the small businesses. But that's just me. How do you feel about that? Will Congress pass more COVID-19 relief for small businesses? The House already has passed H.R. 3807, or the Relief for Restaurants and Other Hard-Hit Small Businesses Act of 2022, which would provide about $42 billion to provide fresh funding for the RRF and an additional $13 billion to create an industry-neutral relief program for small businesses that saw precipitous drops in revenue because of COVID-19. So the next question comes to mind, to where if the money does get in there, how long would it be before the restaurants actually got the money? And here's the answer. So how long from when President Biden signed such a bill to when the money starts going out the door to restaurants and small business owners? I would say days more than weeks, Guzman said in the interview. So that's beautiful news right there, saying when Guzman comes out and says, look, we're ready, the applications are there, we're ready to process them, we can have that out to them in days. If they give us the money, if they go to the Senate floor, vote this in, and it gets passed, we're looking at days, more than weeks, for these restaurants to get paid. That's good news. So let's get this thing to the floor. I'm saying take RRF to the floor, let the chips fall where they may, and we'll find out who the bad apples are, who the good apples are, who we need to keep going forward in order to promote small businesses, and who we need to take back, and who we need to release from this area in the political stage of the SBA. Restaurants plead for more COVID-19 relief funding. A survey of nearly 1,000 business owners by the Independent Restaurant Coalition, conducted a part of an effort to underscore the need for additional rescue grants, found nearly 1/4 of the restaurants that did not receive a grant through the Revitalization Fund in 2021 are in danger of closing their businesses within 3 months. Every time I read an article on this, they're in danger of closing their businesses within 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, now 3 months. When is it going to be time to take care of this, people? I think it's time. I think the time is almost expired, and has expired for a lot of businesses that are out there, restaurants that are out there saying, well, the landlord wouldn't let me slide this month, so that's the real deal on that one. Whew. I hate being the bearer of bad news sometimes. It's just that. Let's go on. That works out to about 24% of restaurants that did not receive an RRF grant, compared to just 13% of those restaurants that did, according to the survey. More than 101,000 small businesses receiving funding during the first iteration of the program, ranging from large restaurant chains to mom and pops and eateries. As Congress weighs more RRF, EIDL program depletes its funding. The effort to bring the RRF back to life comes as one of the larger remaining COVID-19 small business relief programs has exhausted its funding. The COVID-19 EIDL program, which offered long-term low-interest loans for small businesses affected by the pandemic, officially closed to the new request on May 5th. That's the video those videos I've been putting out for you guys. I hope you guys can go back and watch that about the exhausted funds that really are not exhausted. There's money to be grabbed from the infrastructure bill that can be pulled over into the EIDL loan program to go ahead and finish off paying out these loans that are needed for these small businesses. Those of you that are still in the queue watching, there's money there. Isabel Guzman just needs to go and get it, bring it back into the EIDL loan program so that you can get paid. The popular loan program officially closed the new applications at the end of 2021, but small business owners who had already received funds were able to request additional amounts. Small business owners who were already working their way through the reconsideration process could also get approved as long as funds were available. Business owners who have already been approved should receive funds, but the agency won't be taking any more requests, Guzman told the Playbook. The agency had approved more than 3.9 million EIDL program loans for roughly $378 billion as of April 28th, according to the SBA data. A total that's higher than the $345 billion program's price tag because some businesses didn't accept all of the money they were approved for. Guzman said in a recent congressional hearing that the agency was planning on pivoting from dispensing COVID EIDL-19 loans to servicing them. The agency's budget request for fiscal 2023 includes shifting $320 million in funds initially appropriated for the $10,000 targeted EIDL advance cash grant for small business owners to maintaining and servicing the millions of EIDL loans that it made over the last 2 years. If you sell an application out there, that $320 million, was supposed to go to you. She took it and said, okay, we're going to get this and we're going to set aside for our staff so that we can, make sure that the loans get paid during 2023. So she kind of overstepped her boundaries there in going out and getting that money. And the place that she went to go get it was from the Targeted EIDL Advance. They've still got a lot of money in the Targeted EIDL Advance program because, well, you didn't get that grant. You didn't get that 10K. Hey, we won our 10K. We still won our 10K. So why are you even taking money from there? Why aren't you going and getting it from the infrastructure bill instead of the EIDL advance, the target advance, our money that you need to pay the small businesses that you promised them in the CARES Act? First of all, she's grabbing it from the wrong place. And second of all, she shouldn't be grabbing it all without asking. There's not many officials in the United States government that can go out and say, hey, I'm going to grab $500 million from here. I'm going to grab $320 million from here. And hey, I can do it because I'm in the SBA. I think you're in trouble, Isabel. That's what matters. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm asking these questions. What do you think about what's going on? Is this happening in a awkward manner? Is this happening as a part of a political stunt to get SBA? Is it just doing it for votes? Is it doing it for small businesses because they care about you? What's going on? Because if the heart was there to help small businesses, well, wouldn't they have just gone out and the Republicans would be like, yes, do this. Democrats, yes, we'll do that. Or Democrats, we'll do this. Republicans, do that. Let's take care of these small businesses. It just blows my mind that they haven't already done this for the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. So now we're just still waiting for them to take it to the floor of the Senate. We're waiting for Cardin to stand up and say, okay, guys, like it or not, we're bringing this to the Senate next week. If you don't like it, vote against it. If you like it, vote for it. And the chips will fall where they may. And also for that restaurant, for the EIDL loans, we're going to take that up here too. We're going to put that on the floor. Let the chips fall where they may. EIDL grants, we're taking that to the floor. Let the chips fall where they may. But sometimes it feels like they're kind of in this together and they don't want certain things to happen. And they're in it together, but they don't want to look like the bad guy, so they don't want to bring it to the floor and end up looking like the bad guy. And that doesn't help you or any of the small business owners out there that are trying to get this money. So what we need to do is we need to be applying a little more pressure to our senators and our congressmen saying, hey, get this thing to the floor, get it to a vote quickly, because they're saying 3 months. Stay in the know with this. The closer you are to knowing, because funds do run out in these programs. So the sooner you know about these things, the sooner we can make sure that you get that money before the people that knew before you got it. And so I'm here to try to help you get it first. And the same thing with some grants that are out there. We try to push those grants as soon as they pop up, before they expire. New grants coming out for all these states around the United States right now. A lot of new grants coming out right now from the American Rescue Program. They're taking the funds from the feds and giving it to the states. So we're trying to get state by state as well, going state by state. So pay attention to what's going out there, because when grants come into your state, into your counties, I will let you know. And hopefully you can be the first ones to go out there and grab it, because I was there to help, which is why I'm here. I'm here to help, guys. So once again, have a blessed day. And can somebody say, hey, we still won our 10K. Yep.
Somebody give it to me. Somebody give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Somebody say, hey, we won a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we won a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we won a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we won a 10K. Give it to me. Me and chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. We even tweet the press when we feel like we're stuck on Bill
S513.
Say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? We got it.